All right, hello and welcome to another introduction to a new game that we're going to play. And as you all know, if you're familiar with this channel, we always do a little introduction video of a game that we are about to play.
Yeah.
And this time we actually have a pretty special treat for you. We are playing a Lord of the Rings game, but what makes this pretty special, is that it is considered the father of all cooperative games.
Okay, nice.
Because at the time that this came out, most games were competitive, at least in some form or another. You either had one versus many or one versus one, things of that nature. But when this game came out, it pretty much changed all that, and it made it cooperative.
Yep.
So for those of you that don't know what
So
that
is this like the first cooperative game?
pretty much it's kind of the father of cooperative games.
Cool.
And what's nice about this is it's not from the movies. This is before the movies were out. All the artwork, I believe, is original artwork. Fantasy Flight Games did come out with a re-release of this base set with a few different rules, but I think that's all they did. But this is the original printing. And what we're going to do is me and him, we're going to play through this, and then I happen to be very fortunate enough to have all the expansions. So we'll play a game using the core set in this expansion, which is called Friends and Foes. Then we have the Battlefield expansion. We'll play a game doing that. Then we have the Sauron expansion. Now I have to see about this one. This one makes somebody Sauron.
It says
So makes it competitive.
Also, it says for 3 to 6 players on the box.
Right. So somebody has to be Sauron, and maybe I'll be Sauron. You could be the two hobbits or something.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, he has never played this before. Guys, this is an older game. This is for 2 to 5 players, ages 12 and to adults, but he's 11. He'll play it just fine.
Yeah.
It's by, this game is, I'm gonna butcher this name, Renier Knizia. I don't know what that real name is, but I'm
Yeah.
probably butchering it.
Yep.
And
Let us know if you know how to pronounce it.
to give a brief overview, you start here and then read yourself down. He'll read for you.
Experience a journey through
J.R.
J.R.R. Tolkien's classic novel. Your task is to stop the Dark Lord Sauron from winning back a magic ring, which Frodo Baggins has inherited, and which Sauron will use forever to enslave the land. Journey through Middle-earth, taking on challenges of 4 of the most hazardous regions of the land: Moria, Helm's Deep, Shelob's Lair, and Mordor, to destroy the ring in the volcanic fires of Mount Doom. Join Frodo and the Fellowship on their perilous adventure across Middle-earth. Use your skill and fortune to guide you. Created by Master Designer.
Renier Knizia, whatever his name is.
Yeah. This innovative game follows the book closely and is fully illustrated by celebrated Tolkien artist John Howe.
How?
Help guide the Fellowship past Sauron's wickedness and save Middle-earth from darkness. Immerse yourself in the world of Lord of the Rings.
Right, so it's your classic, good versus evil. We gotta destroy the ring like most games. This game is actually a little difficult. It even says it in the book. So what you do is you can actually you play and you actually will get a score. and you try to beat your score more times that you play, or whatever. They said don't be surprised if you don't win the game in your first couple tries. I mean, it even tells you that. And this is a master board, which we'll lay out. You see all these component stuff laid out. I'll just go over briefly. That's your master board. This is a nice little. You can see the. This is the instruction booklet. It's only 15 pages, and this whole back page is cool because it's actually a synopsis of the Lord of the Rings. So it tells you about Bag End, Rivendell, Moria, Lothlorien, Helm's Deep, Shelob's Lair, and Mordor, and kind of what happens. It's just a good little synopsis, which can get you into the story. And there's lots of illustrations, and you can see there's actually not a lot of text on the pages. And they even give you examples. They give you as you can see here, they give you little hints on what you should do. There is no easy mode or hard mode like in a lot of the games that we play, but there is a recommended first time you play, which makes it a little easier, and that's what we'll be doing.
Yep.
Just because he hasn't played before. It's got a little introduction. I'll read this when we actually play. Then what you have is a reference guide page. So once you read through this during the game, you can just look at this, and it's right there, handy for you. It's very simple. It tells you the turns, what you do in the turn, what all the dice mean and stuff. Well, there's one die, but it tells you what it means. And what the main action is going to be taking place on these. These are scenario boards. I don't want to give away Moria. Helm's Deep. What I will do. Oh, that's Mordor. Yeah, I do want to do Moria. Had Moria and Mordor confused there, people. But it looks like this. You can see it's got a nice illustration on it. And basically, we want to get through this line before this goes down. These are events. These are really bad. And we'll tell you the rules and set up as we play. Because like I said, he's never played. So you can learn the game as he learns the game. You check that out. It's the Balrog on the bridge with Gandalf. We're trying to feed. This is called the main activity line.
Alright.
So yes, and it's got a nice insert. This came with the game. Everything's nicely put there. Got this one little die with these strange symbols on it. I'll tell you what those symbols do as we play, because this is just an introduction to the game, and not a lot of people actually have this game, let alone with all the expansions. I even have a couple promo cards in here to tell you the truth.
That's really cool.
It's very unique. Like I said, when I first got this game, it was quite different than anything else I was playing at the time. As a matter of fact, I was playing when I first became like a gamer. I was playing kind of Hero Quest. Then I kind of got this Arkham Horror, the board game, and then it just took off from there. So this game is dear to my heart, and it's cool that he's going to play. It's got a little ring token, of course, like most Lord of the Rings games. Yep, and like I said, we'll keep score. You do use cards to do actions, and you'll roll this dice several times, and they have these, I don't want to show you now, but they have these event tiles. This is the nastiness. This is what's going to end up hurting us, because this is what's going to cause the bad events to happen. And I'll show you as we play, because I don't want to spoil it too much for you. Then you have these little markers, which will mark the activity lines and the event line. Then you have little hobbits, and it tells you about a number of players. If you're doing one, you gotta have at least two players, or at least one person plays two people. It starts with Frodo and Sam. Then you have Merry, Pippin, and Fatty Bulger. If you guys don't know who Fatty Bulger is, you better go read the book. And then there's a little Sauron piece here. And when he's trying to...
Is that like the Eye of Sauron?
Yeah, exactly. It's the Eye of Sauron, the Tower of Barad-dûr, whatever it's called. And what this will do, there's on the master board, there's a corruption line. He starts in the dark, we start in the light. We keep heading towards the dark, and he starts heading towards the light. And if we meet up, that's it. you get eliminated.
Then why are we heading towards the dark?
Because you get corrupted. You want to try not to get corrupted, but the power of darkness is so alluring, you know. So it's pretty tough.
So, like, who's who in the little figures?
I think the green and red are green and orange are Sam. Then there's Merry and Pippin. I'm not sure who they are. I think the model's all the same. It's just a different color. I don't think the model's different. It's got a little hobbit with a backpack and a walking stick, kind of like when they're leaving Bag End, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
The game doesn't take too long actually to play. It's actually a pretty short game, which is nice. The way it starts. Oops. I guess this, I never noticed before because I wasn't really into it, but I guess this was originally released by Fantasy Flight, but I said I got this a long time ago. So this is not the newer version they released, called the Silver Edition or something, whatever they called it. It was actually released, let's see if I can find a date, 2000. So
Just 2000?
yep, so 18 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. And as you can see the back of it, you can see at the bottom that's the master board, and you got the picture of you know, the Moria board here, and yeah, that's really about it. It's going to be really neat, and like I said, we'll let it play in 4 games, core, then core 1 expansion, then with the other, and all these expansions actually stay on. So once we play the core set here, and then we add this expansion, we'll play all this together. Then when we add this expansion, we'll play with all of this. And then when we add this expansion, we'll play with all of these. All these,
Oh wow.
it just makes the game bigger and bigger and more choices, more options.
So, in
So-
what order will we play them?
I gotta look when they came out.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure offhand. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, that's what we'll end up doing. So it'll be 4 games, and like I said, I've looked online. I don't think anybody else has really done this that I know of.
Okay.
So that'll be pretty special for you guys, and we hope you watch the videos.
Alright,
All
bye.
right, and we will see you.